The lighting to me in this game is so weird sometimes. It's like high noon, so we're casting lots of very hard shadows. I don't know. I'm paying attention to the lighting more now that I'm trying to do building, and it has been pointed out that it's kind of ironic that I spend all this time doing stupid things, but not actually showing my building. The problem is, like, all of this. I'm gonna tear all of this down. This is just me playing around, learning how to do things. I do want, like, a giant building that spans this gap, and I do want this to maybe go all the way down to the floor. I don't know. I don't like how much this is spreading out, but I kind of do. I don't like those crisscrosses, but I'm having fun playing with them. I don't know how to feel about this column. At first it was just a thin column, like this one, and then I made it fit the new elevator in it, which is kind of cool. I don't know how to feel about these diagonal beams, that diagonal beam, this diagonal beam. I kind of like them, kind of don't. And this is all just supposed to be like the ground floor of whatever the hell it is that I'm going to be building. I do have things that I do like, but the lighting is weird. How do I get the lighting to be like a good time of day to show the inside of a building? Because sometimes it is good, other times it is not. I started making blueprints. One blueprint. But it's so dark. I don't know what this entrance is. My entrance is made to confuse me, and it does a good job. I want this place to be brighter. I'm going to pause and come back when it's a better time of day. Alright, while I'm waiting for the right time of day, which I don't even know when is, or like if there are seasons or what, this is my blueprint. My blueprint is just constructors, but with inputs and outputs, and they're labeled, and I have them in groups of 1 or groups of 4. My blueprint maker. So I just hooked that one up to process the extra crystal that I wasn't actually using and start turning it into tickets so that I could unlock more of the pretty stuff. But yeah, the blueprint is really convenient. Just plopping this down wherever I want, being able to hit 0. No, that is the wrong one. Being able to hit 9. And it's got an arrow to tell me, wait, that arrow is not helpful. But the concrete is labeled, and I can see the inputs and outputs of the top things. So green is the input side, which is over here. So I thought I knew where it was. I don't. All I have to do is put one belt in, hook up the power. Where's the power? The power is at the input side. Somewhere. Right there. There is the power. That one. So hook up the power. Hook up the output. It's all color-coded. It's nice and easy for me. I just hook this up to whatever I need to hook up to. Put this one to whatever it needs to go to. And do this. Bam. And I can set these up for smelters or for whatever. Doing this one, I could just do a single one of those, which is how I made the 4 version. And I could make an 8 version. And if we go to delete, we can go to blueprint mode, tear it all down nice and quick. The daytime still doesn't look good. Okay, go back to normal mode. Remove this. Remove all of this. So with the blueprints, if I wasn't trying to build a building, I think I could expand my production really quickly by making like single smelter setups, 4 smelter setups, 8 smelter setups, and just plugging in as many as I need. I want to show my building, but I can't because it looks like crap inside of there. I could turn on the lights brighter, but the lighting is crap. Sometimes of day, I swear it looks good in here. Go to this thing. There are 2 of these. This one, 100%. It's not even doing anything. What do you mean you're not doing anything? Why are you not doing anything? Glass foundation? Game. My lighting is like bugged. Wait, is that actually it? Is my lighting bugged? Is it only when I'm recording that my lighting is bugged? Because it's not messed up when I'm not recording. 50. Why would it be bugged? Because my computer is using my resources for whatever reason. Here, let's disconnect this cable. It is not doing the things it's supposed to be doing. Like, it looks way worse than normal. Okay, I would like to hit this one. Why can't I find the power line for you? Power line. You're being weird. The game is being weird. This one goes to this one. Now it's not even powering on. Game. It's trying... No, that is right. You hook up to this thing. But it's trying to make a power line, which is not what I want. Like a power pole. Huh. That is the glass foundation. Maybe that's messing with me. Give me this. So that looks like it's actually trying to connect. It is connecting. And look, now it's making light. Why is the other one not making light? You. Explain yourself. Go off. Go on. And, wait. Are we actually getting, like, ambient light? That is too bright. You. Go to. We are getting some ambient light. From that sun. The lighting is weird. You. 30%. What if we switch to green and then blue? You're not working, but you are working. This one. I wonder if it's because, again, it's behind a glass foundation. But it was working behind the glass foundation before. Weird. It's really weird. Look, my place. It's lit up. It's too bright. It's much too bright. This one. 15. This one. 15. Glass foundations. Copy this. Put it there. You have a glass foundation. No, but you would like one. Cool. So yeah, now this place at least looks like kind of decent. Not really. I was playing with coloring the concrete different colors. I've got this little area. What does this area do? Not much. I don't know. It was me trying to figure out how tunnels work. And in general, they kind of work, but they kind of don't. We're missing a couple pieces to be able to do really cool curve things. But you can almost do them. And if I plan it out enough, I kind of can. Getting up here is a pain. So, like, I want a smooth curve that curves downward. Kind of like this one curves horizontally, but we don't have one that curves vertically. Or at least I haven't seen it yet. Like a compound curve. Not just... I don't know how to express it. I want this to be like the inverse of this dome down here. Or up here. That, like, half dome. Yeah. So we can make these, which is nice. And I can round it out. Like, I do almost like this. And I can do these circles, but I can't, like, do a smooth waterfall edge over the edge of this. Wait, can I? Foundations. I don't think the piece that I want exists. One of the pieces that I want is basically this, but vertical. Is that right? Now I can't think which ones I want. So this is a good piece. This is a good piece. There's no way to do this, like, horizontally. I can only do this one vertically, and that messes with me. Yeah, it's just like... Unless there are more pieces that I haven't unlocked yet, which is possible. So mostly, I've been playing with building, and most of it is failure. I was trying to play with lighting. This building has encroached on it. But just to see, like, what does the skylight look like? What do these lights look like, except now they don't work? Why don't you work? Light is on standby. Why are you on standby? Oh, maybe I turned it off. Never mind. That might be on me. This one. 10%. So what does that look like versus what does this look like? And the answer is, it's all weird. None of it feels consistent. Different times of day, it looks very different. Even if the building is like completely sealed off, different times of day look very different. We can do this thing. Bam. It shoots me up here. We go down here. Bam. Can get over to my tunnels. And we have this sewer grate. And this leads to my tunnels too, but this one's not a good way to get up there. This leads out into the world. To my light testing room. I've been buying things in this whenever I get enough tickets. So things that we have. There is a new conveyor throughput monitor that I want. But I also want all the other junk too. Including hypertube stuff. There is this lighting. I want floodlights, I think. Basic shelf unit. Sounds kind of useful. Customizer. I want all of these. So far, I have concrete, and I'm using it like crazy, but I want more. I want these. I got the glass roof, even though I don't really use it. So far. Foundations. I have all of these. Walls. I need way more walls. All of the walls. Architecture. I need ladders. I need corner roofs so much for beams. I like beams. Cable. I might want cable. Beam connectors. I want railings. I want all of it. I want vents. Equipment. I don't want you. Okay. So, that is kind of where I'm at. And I feel like it's going to take me a while. I'm not even like thinking about building useful things yet. I'm mostly just figuring out what is the style that I want. I want this time of day always. How do I just force the lighting conditions to always look like this? Like the lighting would look good even if I turned off the lights and sealed off that ceiling. It would still look good at this time of day. How do I make it always look like this? I say that, but it is kind of dark down here, but not as dark as it was at the start of the video in the lit room. Like down here, this does not look that dark. And this is like a closed off area. Kind of. Mostly closed off. I'm figuring out how to build big things. I'm figuring out how to build little things. And I'm figuring out like how to transition between the curves and the straights. I'm trying to. I don't like this transition at all. I don't like a lot of it. And I have to like come up, go look at it from an angle, see what I think about it. Because like, I almost really like this for some reason. I think just because it has that character to it. That was kind of a pain to get lined up. I like the idea of having a mix of the curves and of the straight. I don't think I love this thing. I don't know. So I want to be able to add things to my delete. Dismantle limit. Oh, I just click it. No, that's not how I want to do that. Escape. I don't know if there's an easy way to delete stuff when there's a bunch of stuff around it. I liked the idea of that little thing, like hovering around it, but the execution, not so much. So I've already torn down this column multiple times. I've torn down a bunch of stuff. Who's out here? I've already fought these things before, but they're back. Cool. I think there's just the two of them. At least last time I fought them. And then after that, I have to actually make the building useful. But that's not the part that I'm interested in. I'm interested in how do I make this not look boring, but also make it look epic and large. And I don't know the answer. And how do I make it span this? I don't know. So the plan is to play with that. We go look at the elevator really quick. I changed my crouch key to be shift, which I'm undecided on. So the elevator takes time to come down. I think this would mostly be visual. Elevator. If you have lots of different floors, which at some point I could, this would be convenient. Wait, can I hit... Wait, can I hit the emergency stop? What is the alarm? No. Edit. Fix Nova. Mute music. No way. Fantastic lift. Hiss hiss. Ode to elevator. Okay, cool. I do like the elevator. I think it is very cool. I also have to figure out, like, I think I would want my roof to basically be 4 layers or in between floors so that I could hide my wire connections in theory. But so far, I haven't even figured that out. Power. Could figure that out, though. So I want these, I think. This one feels like it should work on a ceiling, but it doesn't. At least so far. So I want to be able to do 1 layer that's glass, 1 layer that is like lights or whatever, 1 layer that is backing, and then 1 layer that is like the floor to the next level, but the backing might be able to be the same layer. I like the idea of 4 though, because if we do 4 layers, so we've already got, oh, except the glass. The glass needs to be up a layer. This should be the glass layer. Then we would do this one. Then, if we do this one, if we do that one, so that's 4 layers. I think I can fit under here. I can. So, that is actually useful. Not that I want to use that as like a transportation layer, but that would be good for me to be able to hide stuff in there. And I realized that when I was building down here. So like this time of day, I can see down here when normally I can't. So yeah, being able to build in this basement, we could get over to that one area that I can launch myself into. Okay, wait, I can't fit. Crouch. I changed my crouch. What is this? Oh, that's not where I thought. I was gonna try and go into this one. That one. So like, if I get rid of this ramp, then we could go find this area. This area. So I could have this whole underground, and that would be useful. Till I hit my head. But this wouldn't be for general use, except when I want to exit out the back. But think how cool it would be to build this giant thing, except it's not necessary at all. And I would need good ways to be able to get up vertical tunnels. I like the idea of this. So like right here, I ran out of space. I didn't do it right, so this is transitioning from a curve to a straight, which doesn't look the worst. But if it's all just smooth curves, I kind of like it. And we can do X and just do like dark. You can do the dark. I don't love it, but in like some areas, it can contrast in fun ways. Still figuring out how much I like that. So like this area, if I want to make this thing in the center stand out, I can just paint this whole area. Oh, except it starts to paint that block. But yeah, I could also just paint this back area. And then we can go back, hit X again, to the light color. Paint all of this back. Bam. So then this will stand out a little bit more. We can do colors too. So I have my color swaths set up for the red versus the green for my what's it called thing. For my blueprints that I copy and paste. I don't think the red and green look great for the concrete, but it would be good to indicate like this is this way, this is whatever. If I made the place large enough. Kind of like the idea of this extending down lower too. So it would be like a giant oval with a circle through the middle, but then you would have to jump up to be able to make it through, which does get annoying. Like this even. I have to jump up to make it. So all of this will get torn down, is the plan. This one also doesn't have to be that. It could very easily... What am I doing? Be middle mouse. Be that. If I just wanted to blend in. And then I could paint this. Yeah, very much undecided. Kind of wish you could paint just the front face, but not this inside part of it. And maybe there's a way, but I have not found it yet. Haven't tried too much. A little bit. I've torn all of this down and rebuilt it all. So many times, I feel like, at this point. Maybe not this inside part, the outside part I've definitely done many, many times. I've redone this part, I've redone these columns. The columns are where they are because they're at the edges of this thing. So I figured out when this ramp met with that, I wanted to have this round corner, and then it made me want to put this column, but then this column doesn't really meet in a good way. So we could meet it in a different way. But that doesn't really work. So we could do... I don't know. What is the build button? We could do... So this is the one that would work. But I would need to get rid of this one. And then we have like a weird square shape. I keep hitting X when I mean to hit Q. This one. That. And this one doesn't like to line up well. So to get this one to line up well, sometimes I place a foundation, or you can nudge it using... It's easier if it's not a far away thing. Ah, okay, so hit H and then nudge it towards me. Is that right? It's close. No, that is right. So we do that. Then we hit X. Then we go to concrete. Bam. Not the best. So suddenly I would need to get this to merge in with that, or I would do square all the way down, which I could do. If we're going to do square all the way down... No, I have to do control. But then I'm going to have to worry about the base. So yeah, this is basically what I keep doing over and over again. And what if I did like this double one? So this going into this, which is how we ended up with like that thing. Except we could do it. Instead of it being like the whole thing, it could just be this inner corner that comes down into something converging. I would need to do half blocks the whole way down. So I would have to get rid of this one, which means control. Deleting all of that. Half blocks. This one. Build mode. Zoop. Vertical. Vertical. Is that in the right place? Nope. But is it close? Kind of. So we do that. Click it. Go down to the bottom. I would have to figure out how to handle the bottom part, but that's easy. X, paint. Those don't look great, but they look decent. I would like it more now if this one did more of an arch, which is where I could play with this one, scooting it. Ooh, or we could do like multiple arches. Yeah, but that would be a lot of concrete. It would almost look like a dam at that point. Could do it though. This one. If that is like that. How do I feel about that? Not great. It would look very square, I think, by the end of it. Unless There's no way to do... No, what have I done? There's no way to do this one diagonally. So we hit H, scoot it back. Right there. Nope, don't zoop. I just want to build it normally. Delete that one. Copy this. So, to get this one, I would either place the half one, or I can just do it like that. We can hit H. Scoot, 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 scoot. 4 scoots. That one. With building zoop mode, but if I cancel it, it's going to screw it up when I already got it built. So this one, R. Default. That one. No! I still wanted to scoot it back. So yeah, can do weird things like that thing. But then, what do I do with the backside? So we could do the Batman symbol. I don't know. That was where I was trying to get it. I can't get it to go in that gap. And then I was going to flip it. That's not really what I was looking for, but close enough. That is kind of what I was looking for. And then put it right there. But how does that help me? It really doesn't. From there, is there anything I can do with that? Not really. I like the idea of having something in here, so like glass windows, but I have not unlocked windows yet. But what is the functional purpose of that little room? Of that little alcove? The main thing I see is that I can almost make like a 4-leaf clover. 3-leaf clover. Right here. Like clubs. And maybe that would do something cool. To actually do that, though, I would need Q. I would want the underside to be this one. Could I do anything with the underside and this one? I don't think so. Could I, though? Huh. Not really, but almost. So now, if we go to concrete, is there something interesting with that? It almost looks like a head or something, like that being the neck. Did not mean to fall off. From there, if I wanted, I could do a very steep, like, slant down using 1 meter tall ones. What does that get me? Not much. And you have to do it using, like, these and these. Up corner, down corners. Could do the opposite. There just aren't enough things that work with circles. There are these ones. They're not that helpful. There are these ones. They're also not that helpful. I need something with a large radius. And I don't really have that. This is the largest radius I know how to make. So far. And I don't know how to make a large radius, but turning this on its side, which would be amazing. If I could do that, it would be amazing. I do like the contrast between the rounded and then the sharp corner. Like where those two meet. Kind of like it. Kind of do, kind of don't. And I like that I feel like I'm going to slide off of things. Like, I like that even though it's a sharp edge right there, it is going to a rounded edge right there. Huh. But I kind of wish that this was a half slab. Kind of. And I don't want this to be a perfect circle under here, I don't think, because that's too perfect. Yeah, if there was a half version of this, then I could use the half version right here to go into this. There's probably something else I could put there. Even just like this one? How does that fit? No. It's too large. Much too large. Much, much too large. So the only ones that are... Yeah, it's just these outer corners and then these halves. The other ones, there are other architecture things. Big concrete pillar would actually fit in there really well. Not saying it would look great, but it would fill the space well. And I could do the concrete pillars the whole way down. This thing would fit in there. Okay, I say that, but it looks like it won't. It would fit in there. Okay, scoot. Bam. And that kind of works for the elevator. Kind of. And then I could actually fit foundations. So this is very much my building process. It's lots of trial and error, figuring out, do I like that? No, I don't like that. Okay, I've kind of found one thing I like. Now tear it all down and try and make use of that in some way, somewhere. H. So now I could scoot this, put it back. Put that to right here. How does that help? Doesn't really. Then I would take this one, put that. Not right there, but maybe. That would go right here. H. Scoot. That. Then I would delete this one and put like something, we could have that transparent down the middle, just a seam, basically. Control. Ooh, and I do get to see the glass through the seams, so that's not the worst. Zoop. I would have to fix the base. Or I could just leave it open. Zoop. Zoop is not what I want. Vertical is what I want. So now, this thing has just become massive, but it's still too uniform. It's too wide on this side, one wide down this middle part. I could also just put glass in here, I think. Do I have something that is glass? Glass roof. No, I don't think glass roof is a thing that I can do. We have round concrete, but that one is small. I have these frames, but they don't work, and they're large. Frame wall. I don't think this can turn vertical. I think I need to unlock windows. Having like a seam of metal down the middle of this. I like the idea of something being slightly recessed like that currently is, but that tells me that this was off. It was off. So that's another thing I can play with, is not having them all perfectly lined up, because then it's kind of like boring and it doesn't have much depth. It doesn't create shadows. God, I wish the lighting in this game was better. It's like almost good in some ways, and then it's like faked in other ways. And the faked lighting bothers me. Like right now, why is there a shadow right here? There should not be a shadow right here. This shadow makes sense. This shadow does not make sense. And I get it, there's way too much for them to do actual lighting. But they are doing it in some places. It would be cool if I could like turn it off and turn it on at different times. Which I probably could. I have not played with the graphic settings at all. Probably because if I turn them on, my computer's gonna freak out. Video. Resolution. Graphics preset. Ultra. Low. Medium. High. Oh, we were already at ultra. Bar shadow trace distance. Conveyor visual quality. NVIDIA DLSS. Temporal anti-aliasing. Frame generation. Nope. Upscale preset. Balanced. Upscaling. Performance. Performance over quality. Some rendering artifacts. Balanced. The main thing I want to know about is lighting. I don't care about all the rest of this. Gamma. Gamma? I think that's like bloom and I don't know. I don't know what gamma is. Oh, it's overall brightness. Never mind. Z buffer occlusion. Lowers the quality of the depth buffer. Performance impact on some systems. Contact shadows. Enable. They are enabled. Global illumination off. Medium. High. High. Moody bright. Wait. I do like the idea of moody bright. Moody dark. Oh. Camera. Camera shake. Oh, I'm supposed to turn that off, I think. Field of view, 90. Maintain y-axis FOV field of view aspect ratio. What does that mean? Don't know. Maintain y-axis field of view aspect ratio controls which axis is dominant when adjusting for field of view. Experimenting with this is recommended when playing in ultra-wide resolutions. Got it. I'm not playing in ultra-wide. So, moody dark and high. I want to go see what it looks like inside my building. I used to have an easy way up, and then I deleted it. I do have that elevator. Elevator is just slow. The lighting does look different. Wait, I like it. Okay, I want to see the global illumination options. I like that moody dark. Even though it's dark, that's fine. Video. But maybe it's just the right time of day. Global illumination. Off. Apply. Ooh, that was way darker. Confirm. Wait, now it's way brighter. No, it's so much worse. I hate it. It's like we're in a sterile hospital. I hate it. I can see everything. Okay, get out of here. Options. Video. So I don't know what the hell I want, but not that. Hi. Apply. Confirm. Holy cinematic. It's beautiful. I love it. I want to go explore my... Look, stuff is reflecting. That looks like it's the grass is actually reflecting off the ceiling of the concrete. I love it so much. It is amazing. Does that mean that, like, this yellow would reflect? No way. That's so good. It's actually so good. I am super curious. We want foundations. This one. So, in the light, I want this one. You, and X. Make it concrete. X. Customizer. Customizer. Oh, colors. If we made these red, but they're not bright enough red. No, the day lighting is changing. I was wondering if that would reflect, but really you would need like a massive amount. And, this one. No. I don't want to change my red that I'm using. We can change this one. Edit it. This pink. We want you to be very vibrant. Very vibrant. Select the color. This one. Bright red. I don't think it's going to do it. So we can build mode. Zoop. There's no more green to be reflecting. It's only red. I don't think they're actually doing the calculation for it. Wait, but that did get rid of the green. No way. That's amazing. Did that actually get rid of the green? So yeah, I don't think that it would be super exciting to watch me build because I sit there and obsess over stupid things that nobody cares about except for, I'm pretty sure, just me. Look, the green is back. It's amazing. It is my favorite thing in video games, except that the red wouldn't reflect. But would yellow reflect? Like that wall looks like it would reflect. Also, that one is backwards. Also, it's overlapping because things didn't line up right and half blocks are weird. Also, I like the idea of angles meeting in weird ways, especially if maybe they could lead me like inside a thing. These ones don't do that, but they could. Like, look, they could lead us into these things. But then why am I designing all of this for like my own stupid little playthrough that nobody's gonna play? What? Damage. Okay, it is super dark in here. Super dark. But look, that green, it's so good. Happiness. Look at that. That lighting right there. That is my favorite in the video game. I want to be able to reflect my own light like this. So if it was working, we should be able to put something down. Okay, there is like a metallic texture too. Let's try Q. I want, not ramp, Q. I want just regular foundation, should be fine. This should serve as a reflector, no problem. Okay, put it on the ground. Right there, perfect. Except the grass. Okay, right there. And then we want this one. Look at how bright that is. No way! It's doing it! It's the most amazing thing ever. It actually is doing it. I love it. That is my favorite. How do I play with that for lighting? They're still getting green because of this splotch. Look at how good that reflection is. Do you see? Do you see the magic right there? That spot. That spot right there is so good. And they have the gray. I like it. Happiness. I want to build with that. I don't know how to build with that. This is what I want to use for my lighting, except it's very variable. So I don't want the light from the ceiling. I want the light from the ceiling reflecting off a surface and lighting other things, but it does it in a not consistent way, kind of. Which makes sense a little bit. Real life does that too. But that's why you put like light shades and all the other stuff to diffuse and refract and all those things that you do to light. It is shift to crouch. So this whole underside, is that really from the world? Like if I covered the entire ground with red, would it actually reflect up red? That's definitely not something that I would spend 2 hours covering the entire ground with red just to see if it would reflect up red. Definitely not a thing I would do. Look, they're blurring through here, and then it becomes clear. Why does it become clear? Are they blurring the stuff through it, or are they reflecting what's over there? They're reflecting. That makes sense. What other thoughts do I have? I mean, I don't like this thing at all. But I was having fun playing with it and seeing what potential there is, and I'm still looking for the potential. So like, again, if I could make a vertical version of like the outside, I don't know. There are pieces that I want and I don't think they exist in the video game, but maybe there are mods that could make it so that I could break everything because there would be all kinds of weird shapes for the game to have to render. You there, do you have tickets for me? Because I've been feeding you stuff, but prices are getting very expensive. I want to expand my production, which I could do, just to get more tickets. Who the hell painted all this white? This one. I want things. Things, things, things. All of the things. I want these. I want lights. I want windows very much. Walls. But I especially want it if I could get half windows. Are any of you half windows? Ooh, I want these pieces. There's so much I could do with these pieces, I think. Let's do it. Add to cart. Cart. Buy all. So maybe I should just be playing the video game and
Walls
trying...
are one of humanity's greatest inventions. They definitely stand above floors.
Well done. Look, red, red, red. I just want to hang out down here. And do more things like this. This. That is what I want. I want a giant room. It changes as I move. So whatever you focus on. I want that. Like, even my sword does light things up, does it? Maybe not. Maybe not. This light. Kind of like that light. Ideally, there would be an interaction between the two lights a little bit, too. So, it should be a little bit brighter, and it should be white. Not quite white, but it should be more white, where these two combine. But I didn't really put them close enough to overlap. Ceiling light. That one. This one. How do you... Can't I just string this light to that light? I can. So wait, why is it overpowering this teal? Huh. Like it's completely overpowering it. Intensity. Bam. You are very intense. Teal. Maybe because this one is overlapping it. Teal. No. The light is weird. And that is kind of fair because lighting updates would be very resource intensive. I don't like it. It doesn't behave predictably. Did I unlock the other lights? I did not. And I still don't even know where they are. They are... I need to unlock the other ones. I think these can actually project light too. Can they? Small one. Can I not place you? Oh, I need crystal. Quartz crystal. I have that, and it's nearby. Quartz crystal is in one of these. Those? No. This one. Quartz crystal. I should unlock the other lights. That purple is still not doing anything for me. So, if I take this one, that's very small. If I take this one, still kind of small. Huh. Maybe you do not emit light. There's a way to do the strength, though. Strength and glossy. And we could get rid of this icon. But I don't know how to select none. I think there's a way, but I don't know how. None. None is... You can search for it. That was easy. Select none. Color. We will do red. Red is FF0000. Select color. Bam. That is a very bright red. Wait, I see it. As I move back... You there. Turn off. You there. Turn off. So, we see that little bit of red. Do I also see red? No. I think it's just that little bit. That is cool, though. I like that. Wait, it's becoming larger as I move back. What are my thoughts on that? It's weird. It's very strange. Wait, that purple is coming from this. So if it... Oh, no way, you can see the reflection in the glass. I want to play with lighting with my building so much. Like, if it's going to be dark, then that's fine. But if it's going to be dark, I want it to have cool lighting like that. So, this one. If I turn you to 1 and matte, now what do you look like? Look at that reflection in the ceiling. So cool. If I turn you to glossy. Glossy just means that it's going to be shiny, which I do like. It's a little bit distracting, but only a little bit. And distracting's not bad. It just means that it like pulls the eye, that it grabs your attention because something's moving while you're doing it. So like things change as you move. It becomes detailless when we get to level 3, where it's almost starting to become like a white. Not white, but it's becoming brighter. I just fell. But it is cool. Wonder why it's moving like that. So we could build another of these. This one. Instead of red, you could be blue. To make you blue, Control X, Control V, select the color. That blue almost looks purplish. Their blue in this game is a little bit weird. It does have some purple in it. Ooh, but look at the red and the blue interacting. I do think that blue has some purple in it. So let's put a little bit of green in you. Green. Select colors. So like, yeah, to me, that is the pure blue. I guess that does look like blue. For some reason, it ends up looking kind of purple on the screen to me. Maybe just because it's like a darker blue a little bit. But if we add some green, it lightens up. Select the color. Oh, but that looks like white. Ooh, I like that. I'd have to darken this one. I like that a lot. Or I could lighten. So I actually want this to look orange. It's starting to look orange. It's really dark in here right now, but that's fine. You're looking orange, but I actually want you to be orange instead of red. The orange color that I would want, not that, is this one. Right there. Right there. Select the color. That's too bright. I don't love how dark it is in here. Yeah, that's way too bright on both of these, kind of. So if we come back, do this. Set you to 1. That's kind of too dark. And it's becoming those harsh shadows that I was talking about. Hard shadows. Soft shadows are when it like gradually changes from one to the other. Hard shadows are when there's like a solid line, a knife edge. Bam. So hard shadow, well, super hard shadow. My own shadow is kind of soft just because I have round on my edges. I'm 3D. This one is actually a little bit softer than that edge, I think. Hard to tell. But that light right there, that reflected light, super soft light. This light, very harsh. The direct light, very harsh. But the reflected light, amazing, very soft. That light, harsh, but it's being reflected in an interesting way. This one, not enough color. Glossy. Let's go to matte. Layout. Layout. Set text here. Ooh. Wonder what effect that has. Also, how do I actually set the text? Sadly, there isn't too much you can do with these. It would be really cool if these could like count down or show me the status of something. That is cool though. And I like that this sign is doing lighting things. which is what I want this thing to do. Turn on. But this thing, for one, it's not doing anything. I can't even see. This one. For whatever reason, this one at least seems to work. Does it? Yeah, it does. But I want this light to actually be bouncing onto the walls like that thing right there. That thing is bouncing onto the ceiling and onto this wall. We can see that little bit of purple. It's amazing. I love it. But for whatever reason, this one will not bounce. It is, like, it only hits the things it's directly over. This one is doing its thing. So I want complex interactions, which means I really don't like these lights. But maybe I would like the other lights. The other lights. Where do I have to buy things? There's not enough tickets. I need to go hunt creatures so that I can put in more DNA. I have creatures. I have protein. Give me that coupon. We have 2 coupons. This one. So the lights that I want, management, are not in here. Organization, no. Foundations, customize. Here? No. Organization. No, why would they? Yes, they are here. They cost 5. I could get street lights for 1 and see what those are like. Huh. Street light, floodlight tower, wall-mounted floodlight. Wall-mounted floodlight might be what I want. Indoor lighting, corner ramp pack. Two by 2. Do it. Oh, do you see how much light that thing puts out? It's beautiful. I like it. I like the light that this one creates. Select icon. None. No icon. That's not your purpose. Although it is cool that you can also... Wait, it just became way brighter when I did that. I don't know if it's because of the time of day or what. Okay, you. If we select color, go to FFFFFF, select color, bam. With the white, I was curious if, what effect it would have. It's very dark in here. That's level 1. If we go to level 3, blinding. If we go to off, off is off. That makes perfect sense. Select colors. So we have red on the ground. If we go to blue, there's no way that it would make purple. No. Because the blue would overpower. Like, the light coming directly from this would be brighter on this wall than the light that's reflecting off of the red. Plus, that's not really how light works. Light is additive, not I don't know. Light is weird. I just like playing with light and seeing what effect it has. But I don't know if this is based on, like, real life. Huh. Like, if you're painting and you mix 2 colors, it's subtractive. If you mix all of the colors, you end up with, like, a brown or black. But with light, if you mix all the colors, you end up with white. So the more that you add to it, the brighter it should become. But I'm not sure if that's true when you're reflecting off a surface, because that's like how much it absorbs. If you reflect blue off of red, I don't know what effect that has. If you reflect white off of red, it would turn red. I wonder if red just won't reflect blue well. That might be the case in real life. I don't know about the video game. So this. So this feels like nighttime right now. Is that what that is? Is this the moon? Or are there 2 different suns? Because this sun feels like a much colder color temp than the other sun. that true? The lighting just feels weird. You feel weird. And I don't know why. Is there a second sun? That would be really cool if there was. I want to get on one of those too, flying things. In theory, if I build this tall, which we're already kind of tall, I could get onto one of those. That would make me happy. And if I build with ramps or curves, in theory... Ooh, there's a Mercer. In theory, I could ramp myself into the air, take off, get this thing. I wasn't sure where that ended, but I do see the Mercer, and I would like it. And we see a way up. Stop. This one. Bam.
Our blood could fill the effigy veins for a resident song. Scripture becomes harmony, becomes composition. Defile our temple, and the threads will sew the windows open.
Pattern analysis continuing. New instruction. Repeat pioneer exposure to alien artifacts. Brain damage compensation packages may be available on successful completion of a special claims form. Our expert Fix-It medical staff are impartial and always open to assess your claim.
Kaboom. So, wait, what is that? Is that another Mercer? No way. No way. These things, they just like give them out? That can't be. It looks like it is. Here, reload, because somebody's going to be pissed at me. Who's going to be mad? You! Somebody's mad. Don't do that! Here, come with me. I almost had it. Oh, there's like 3 of you. Boom. There's like 2 of you. Reload. Kaboom. There's like 1 of you. That one. And goodbye. That is my Mercer sphere. Bam. Gameplay. I also like the idea of making use of the natural terrain. So, like right here, we have this awesome arch. Building with this would be really cool. It would take forever to do it well, assuming I even could. But making use of this, instead of just building like a square that sections it off, or round, or whatever, trying to build, especially using like triangles, because that seems like one of those shapes that has the most flexibility, it would just take forever. You there. How many explosives do you take to blow up? For science. More than 2. Wait, are you dead? Dead? Oh, takes 2. Kaboom. It looks like there would be stuff down here. That looks like a big one. Is that a big one? Or is that just medium? Never mind. That was small, I think. It just blew up in one shot. I can't see. Okay, so the game does not pause. We want video. We want Moody Dark to become bright. Moody Bright. Moody Bright. Apply. Confirm. I am in the shadows, but still. I think that is better, at least. Oh, did not kill. did blow myself up a little bit, but I think I got you too. You did? You're dead. Cool. Reload. So my HP is not the best. I do see a slug, but that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for Mercer spheres, which I could find with the scanner, but it's so much more satisfying if I find them without it. And the best way to do that is to get a little bit of elevation. And just survey the area and see, like, do I think there's one somewhere over there? Probably. Do I think there's more than one? Possibly. How many explosives? I only have 35 left. I've been going through these like crazy. Oh no, I recycled a bunch. Because I wanted stuff. Not my best. Especially, I have limited... Why did it just become bright? Limited explosives. Also, not my best. That's like twice that I missed you. Where are you going? Power slug. I also like the idea of a giant, like, void like this. I didn't even know there was a giant void. I was going to say the waterfalls. If we look at the map, giant void of death. I think it actually is death. Wait, this one looks amazing, though. What is that one? Map. That is just this whole area. So, if I'm going to do a giant building, why wouldn't I build in here? Because this place is distracting with how cool it looks. What is this? Is this death? I don't have that many explosives. This does look like death. What if we could build above death? Then any mistakes I make, except I have a glider, but any mistakes I make could lead to death, which would be kind of fun. How do you get up? Nobody knows. Right here. Let me up. Let me up. It feels like this should lead up, but it doesn't. Weird. Wait. Why don't you lead up? Do I see a better area? Over there, it looks like it will lead up. But this one, look, that is like a slanted surface into an okay surface. Why won't the glider catch on it and go? Go up. Go up. No. Fine. All you gotta do is jump. There's the Mercer. Bam. Found it. Without using the scanner. Okay, fall damage is probably not the smartest take right now. Do I think there are more down there? Maybe.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
This will lead up. So, you just scared the crap out of me. Don't do that. I already threw a bomb over here. Where are you at? Right there. Missed you. No, I did not miss you. Cool. There's another. Where? Thought I heard another. Alright. To get up, it looks like this edge would do it, but I'm not sure. Looks like that edge would do it, but maybe not. I don't have a good way up, and I don't want to build my way up, because that's lame. Ooh, this looks like death. Okay, I might be building my way up. Don't die. That looks awesome. I want to go down there. It's death. That is death. Waterfalls to nowhere. Up. No up. Up. No up. Okay. Glider on. Am I just slowly working my way lower? Feels like I am. It's okay, I have bombs. It's not okay. We're doomed. This one, lead up. This one, lead up. That one, overhang. Not good. Lead up. Up. And away. Poison. Okay, what poisoned me? Who did that? What did poison me? Don't know. Still doing it. That makes me think there's like a poison spider here. Stuck in that wall. But maybe not. This tree. Technically, I should just be able to jump up this tree. It's very slippery. Let me up. We made it. We're alive. Boom. There's a second one. Not cool. You're not good with slopes. Either am I. That's fair. Goodbye. Do I think I could find another Mercer? Yes, if I scan for it. Without scanning for it, maybe. Ooh, there's almost definitely stuff up there. I don't need to go up there, but I want to. Hey, there's my building. The lighting also changes with the zone that you're in. I remember that from the last time I played. So the zone that I'm building could affect the lighting quite a bit. Huh. I might want to consider that before doing like a major build. Or I could just build my building and have a storage area and not worry about making it look all pretty, but I want it to look pretty. I really want it to look pretty. How many explosives? I have 30 explosives. This area looks awesome and a little bit scary. Where am I? Something has to be over here. Oh. Not doing a great job of making it up higher. Up higher. I mean, I have gotten up higher compared to when I was down at the floor. No, make it up. Please, game. Please, game. We're up. If I was a Mercer sphere, where would I be? Up at the top. Hey, I've already been up here. Where am I? Nobody knows. I would like to be somewhere else. Where? Ooh, purple slug. I love purple slugs. Mine. Yellow slug. Yeah, but we're looking for Mercers. Poison. Poisonous death. That blue slug is sitting on one of the termite hills. Yeah, but it's not a priority. Do I break out the scanner? I just want to know how many are around here. And which direction. It's so high up, I bet. But is it? Probably. Ooh. What is this? Death. Death? Don't you do this to me, spiders. No spiders? We found it. Bam. Darkness. Let me out.
I don't. The waves of the effigies in the shallows passing through the windows, and they're all the same. There is no resonance growth. Sing.
I just called the Fix-It doctors. They told me there is definitely no danger from repeat exposure to these signals.
Water.
In fact, they said it is good for you. I apologize, but the call dropped suddenly, otherwise they would have told you themselves. The good news is you should run towards these strange and dangerous-looking objects whenever you find them. Doctor's orders.
Also, if I build something large enough, it can be a monument that I can see from far away, kind of like that thing. But I guess I already have that thing. Still, I like the idea of having large things that I've built in the world. But I would like it even more if they're useful. I want them to be useful and aesthetic and big. All of those things. How do I feel about this curve? I don't know. Not great. My feet make different sounds. On different terrains. Thinking about that clover shape. Do I want to try and do that clover shape? Not really. I don't think it adds much to it. I mean, it kind of does. So if I was trying to do that clover shape... If I was trying to do the clover shape, would I do like two of them combined in some way? I don't know exactly what I would do. I would have to think about it. Thinking about things is tricky. So there's also just a lot of staring at it and trying to think my thoughts. Which is part of why I think that me building would not be exciting to watch at all. In order to build the clover that I want, I would want a foundation, 4 meter, that one, and then I would want the concrete, and then... What would I want right here? I want it to protrude out as like a half circle, but we don't have a half circle that protrudes out in that way. What do we have instead? So we do have these, but I want the opposite of this. In architecture, we do have this, but it's too small. Wait, no, that's not true. No, it is true. Because, so I have these ones, but I can't put them on their side. If I could put this on their side, it would be exactly what I'm looking for. Unless there's a way, and I just don't know how. Vertical. I don't think there is. I mean, it's still kind of cool. Hit H. Is that right? I think so. It just needs to be made concrete. I do like that it's like, so this line, if we follow it, it's like it's turning in 3 dimensions, so now it's going off in a different direction. I like that a lot, actually. So I like that even more than if I was able to build the thing that I wanted to, and that makes me want to make this continue in some way, like I want it to curve down or something. In order to make it curve, what would I do? We're not good at doing vertical transitions. I say that. Hit H. So that is basically what I would want. Concrete. And then we have to get up high. To get up high. Because I already like how that looks from down below, I think. But how do I make use of that? Because I don't necessarily want that right here where I'm building it, but I want to make use of it somewhere, maybe. Let me up. So where was I building that? I was building that right here. So for this transition, there isn't a good way to do it that I know of. Mainly because it's a half block. That's not bad. I actually like that. But now, how do I fill in this little corner? I don't have to fill it in, but it would be kind of nice. So we're going from very curved to kind of slanted. This one. That doesn't really work. Put it here, slide it. That does not work at all. This one. Kind of interesting. Is that kind of interesting? So this would have to go away. There's no good way to transition that down. If I get rid of this, then we get our concrete. Put this, put this, put this. Does that interest me? Not really. Okay. Why not? For lots of good reasons. I really like this clover going from straight to this line, and it actually like almost lining up with the ceiling to this curve. Like this transition from this one to this curve. I like that so much. And I want to continue that, but how do I continue that? How do I go back to another curve in a different plane without it being this stupid sharp edge? The answer is, I don't know. That kind of works. Does that kind of work? I feel like it does. Am I about to fall off? Maybe. That feels like it definitely works. Concrete. I mean, I would have to worry about everything else around it, but I didn't like all this other stuff. And. What is the and? I like that. That still doesn't... I mean, it did transition it. This would only look good from one corner, but it would look good. This little area right here is not a great way to handle that. If I was looking for a good way to handle that, ooh, I have not gotten to play with these yet. Oh no, these are going to be the answer, aren't they? Wait. This thing is massive. The answer is mostly yes, I think. And I don't know if I can make these concrete. So right here, it was just protruding through like crazy, I believe. Huh. Didn't I have it? Kind of had it. So it should be like this. We hit H, we scoot, scoot, scoot. Scoot back. Yeah, but you're way too large. Way too large. Kind of interesting, though. And if I hit X, can I make you concrete? No, that is an issue. Okay. What about... We are looking for small things. This one says 4 meters. This one says 8 meters. This one says 4 meters. 4 meters. This one. Tilted concave. Massive. Even the 4 meter is massive. Very much so. These might be what I want to be building with instead of all this junk, though. But these don't have curves, at least that I've seen so far. I've not done much with the beams. I kind of like the idea of doing the frame to solve problems where I don't like something. Like just having a frame area as the transition. But I would need smaller frames. Frame wall. What happens if you just build out like a bunch of frame walls? Huh. Okay, so frame ramp. Nope. Okay, I need to actually get to the ground so that I can delete these things. I really like the idea of just having like one side look different than the other side. So like this corner being missing from this side, but not from this side. Especially when it's like a round corner taken out on this side, and then we have a round corner over here. But I want to be able to do something with this part. What could I do with that part? Foundations. The thing I could do. I don't know yet. If I could turn this on its side, but I can't. Then I could do something. If I could make this, like, go off of the wall. Huh. Ooh. I like that little interaction. So we can get like an eye slit. But is that helpful to me? I don't know. It's interesting, though. I like it. Then what? Then what? I don't know. Not that. Definitely not that. Probably not that. But again, if I could turn this on its side, then it could be this thing that I just placed. Because then I could turn this on its side and we could do really cool things. But I can't turn it on its side, which is what I would want right here, so that it could match up with this one and create like a curve this way along the back side. Concrete. I kind of like this little curve going into this little curve. Interesting. But then, give me this one. So if I just extended this down. Okay, assuming I can actually get it to line up. So we're going to hit H, scoot this over. Build mode, vertical. Come down to the bottom. Hit X. Give me the concrete. Paint all of that. If I did that, that actually looks kind of cool to me. So I don't really like how this one is meeting up with that top area. That's boring to me. But I kind of like how this is like meeting up with this, even though it's meeting up in a weird way. Huh. Why do I like that more? I don't know. I just don't like how this edge looks. I do like how this little arch looks. I really like this one. This one. I guess it's because this is still doing the same kind of thing, but it's not as uniform. And it's not curving around the outside. It's doing a curve into a sharp edge. This doesn't have to be here. Do I like that? Maybe. And can I, one, figure out what it is I like, and two, like, repeat it. So I don't love this piece. Huh. But I do like this edge. Does that change how I feel about it? Oh, maybe it does. Wait, that piece was part of why I liked this, I think. Weird. Foundations. Build mode. Zoop. Give me this one. How would I do that one? So the transition would be this piece. But I don't want to do that piece the whole way down, I don't think. I think I want this piece. What I do? Like that. Come towards me. There we go. That's what I want. When that was building, the reflection was cool. Yeah, so this one. Do I like that? Not particularly. Do I almost like it? Almost. Would I like it more if I could run up this ramp and end up on top of it? Maybe. Probably. In order to do that, I would have to lower this ramp down. And how does it actually interact with the thing that I want it to interact with? Not sure yet. And what do I do with the gap between these two? How do you tie them together? Ooh. That could be cool. Give me one of these. Wait, what did I just do? There we go. But don't build in Zoop mode. Default. That one. Hey, we're up here. Okay, so do I like that? Kind of, almost, a little bit. But not quite. So I liked it when this piece was like interacting with this one. That's what I think I want, except what? That? This one. Concrete. So now, how do I actually like tie this into something, who knows? I would not build that one right there, but that's pretty close to the one that I would build there. Would I build that there? Maybe I would build that there. Get rid of this one. So, would it just be you? Quit trying to build Zoop. Just default. So now, would I do this one? Except that's upside down. Would I do this one? That one? No. No, I would not. Probably not that, but maybe? No. This one. Possibly. Why do I like that one? Because it does weird things. What do I not like about that one? It makes the block next to it look very chunky. Where was I just looking? I was looking right here. So it makes this block look very chunky. But it is kind of cool that it's missing that triangle. Is there a better way to do this? Probably. What would that be? Ideally, I think that would go like that. And then I want to span the gap. How? I think I want to span the gap using... This could be one. That's not right. That is not right. Okay. So maybe it is one of these. It would be this one. That one. That is close. So the one that's actually wrong is this one. I don't love that though. It just feels very chunky again. Let's think about it. In order to combine these two, I don't know if there's a great way to do it. The best way that I can think of to join those two is what? Definitely not that. Do they have to be joined? That's a good question. That is a good question. Why does this one have to be here at all? I don't know. What am I doing with this part? That's kind of the same thing that I'm trying to redo over there, I think, is this. So for that, That one's so boring. So we did inverted corner up, which means inverted corner down. This one, this one. This one. That is not what I want, but it's kind of close. Is it what I want? Again, kind of close. So I do like that. I like that a lot. Why do I like that a lot? I have no idea. And what do you do with this backside of that? Don't know. Maybe have it go down to the ground. Brutalist architecture. And it kind of has like the Escher stairway thing where there's stairways that look weird. Not quite the optical illusion, but whatever. They're at least interesting. And while this one is somewhat similar to this one, they're not the same at all. I did kind of like this top part of that, though. Huh. So that would make them a lot more the same. That would also make it so that when I run into here, I'm going to hit a wall. No. That is over there, that wall. It is when I run up this one that I would hit the wall. I don't have to hit the wall. In order to not hit the wall, I would just make that a ramp up. Yeah, but that's not as interesting. Huh. Concrete. Concrete. So now, this one. This one. That doesn't lead to anything good. Not cool. Not cool at all. If this wasn't here, then what would it look like? I do like that this goes from being an angle that goes up this way to being an angle that goes up this way. Like this edge kind of just continues. Kind of. I don't love it, but do I almost like it? Almost. So here, I would do a ramp up. This one. Assuming I can actually get it. Game. The game hates me sometimes. So we want this, but we want it. Why can I not figure this out? How do I get you to go down? Down. That is all the buttons I've pressed, and none of them take it down. Page up, page down, vertical nudge, page down. That is what I wanted. Thank you. Reading. Reading is overpowered. It's also not as fun as just pressing buttons. So what did that do? That added this little slice out, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, I think there's a lot I could do with angles. Instead, I've been playing with the curves. The problem with the curves is the curves are very limited. The angles, figuring them out is not easy. I do like these curves though. This makes me feel like there's a lot of promise. Like that curve right there into this curve right here. That corner curve missing. I do think there are cool things I could do with curves. But I think there are very cool things that I could do with angles, in theory. Maybe not these things, but maybe these things. What was that? Come in here. I fall down. Okay, hit B. So it almost felt like this would lead over to that, which it could. For that to happen, I would want which one? This one? No, we almost made it. This one. This is already slanted down. So in theory, I would do this one like this, and then I would somehow get that to slant down even more, which mainly just means I would move this whole ramp forward, I think. So I would delete this. Is that true? Delete this. Copy this one. But why would I copy that one when I could do the one that's missing the upper corner, so this one. And I could do these at different steepness. They don't have to be at 4 meters always. Yeah, but now I'm having to do the whole slant down, which is kind of fine, but it's very repetitive. Again, though, I could change the angle, and then it would be less repetitive. Huh. So to change the angle. No, once I start it, can I change the angle? If I was going to change the angle, yeah, I totally can. So we could go from a 4 to a 2, and then you could go down to a 1. That is the wrong one. This one. I mean, it would help if that was actually like getting down to the ground. And then we would go to concrete. Not that cool, but it's something. I would like it more if I could go steeper instead of shallower, but this is as steep as we get. What if, copy this, and instead of doing it like that, we do what? Huh. I'm gonna remove this one. That is the wrong one. Ooh. The one that I want, we already have the one that I want. It's right there. That is the one that I want. How do I feel about that? Undecided, as usual. It would have to be this one. In order to get this to make sense to me, what would I have to do right here? I would do this one. Like that? Probably. Hey, we've been playing for 2 hours. Time flies. I would like what? Organization. No, why can't I put you flat on the roof? Ooh, I can do diamonds. That's kind of cool. Wait, that's very cool. That is very cool. Select icon. None. Done. What? Select icon. None. Click it. Done. Select colors. Red. 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 Select color. Brightness 1. Glossy. Control C. Control V. Flashlight off. Ooh. This one. Brightness 2. This one. Brightness 3. Ooh, that does add more light, but I prefer this one. Maybe that's not true. And does it actually do more light, or did it just become light out? Might have just became light out. Ooh, I like this though, but that might be because of the sunrise too. Here, how do I get to a different area to go look? I think it is because of the sunrise, and it's just dumb luck that it also happens to be red. It is. What are you doing? Take all. No, I can't take all. You trash it. Okay, where was I building? I was building up here. Ooh, I do like that. I like that so much. So I kind of want to incorporate these little signs into my building. But I really want to be able to put them in the roof. I want to be able to recess them. And they make it so that this edge stands out way too much because I don't like the way that edge is like interacting with this. Also, I can't see what's going on. Do I want to join these two? Probably. Foundations. If I was going to join those two, would it be you? I feel like it would be. Yeah, but maybe I wouldn't join those two. If I was going to join those two. Wouldn't it be this? Why is that messing with me? Oh. I think it would just be this. It's hard to tell because I can't see. Concrete. So, because I can't see... I really can't see. Where's my red light? Red lights, that's what I want. Somebody built this in a way that is not conducive to easily walking around, which was the goal. Nope. But. It's a lot easier if I can actually see what's going on. So, we're going to jump that. Control C. No. I want a middle mouse. That's what I wanted. And then, if I come down here. There's not a good, like, central point. It's like just darkness. Ooh, but I like that. That edge. How do I get lighting like that all over the place? Maybe if I could unlock the thing with the tickets from the awesome shop, maybe it makes that kind of light. It might. How many tickets do we have? Tickets. I've been playing for hours. We already had 2. I think that's actually enough. This was what I wanted. Okay, I need to come up to my shop. Could just build a new shop. Nope. We already have a shop. The shop is right over here. This place. I wanted these ones. Floodlights. Add to cart. Can I color the floodlights, though? That's very important. Maybe.
If you sense your productivity slipping when it gets dark, don't worry,
I
this
do.
is perfectly natural. Fortunately, fix-it lights allow you to never experience wasteful darkness ever again.
But do they? So we are down here. Fix-it lights. What are they under? Power. No. Logistics. No. Organization. Yes. Organization. This one. Which one is power in? This one is power in. Look at how cool that looks from far away. That is so cool. And it's lighting up the edge. I like it. Is this one gonna be cool? Don't know. So we want this one. Holy, okay, it's way larger than I was expecting. Wall-mounted floodlight. Holy wait, it's actually amazing. It's casting light on the walls, and it's reflecting the grass onto here. This is everything that I wanted. I love you. Please, it's amazing. It is the best. Oh no. Oh no. It's everything that I wanted from those signs, and it's perfect. Can I change the angle? Please let me change the angle. Please, game. Scroll wheel is not doing it. Hit H. Reading, vertical nudge, nudge, build, hologram. Let me change the angle. Please? If I build it on different surfaces, does it change its angle? Is there a way to change your angle? No, but it is amazing. I love it so much. You are my new favorite thing. Oh no. And I'm gonna have to hide lighting controllers. You can daisy chain them. Holy, it's amazing. Oh no. Oh no. Next question. How does it behave when you have 2 different colors? Because so far, the answer in this game is not well. This one. This one. Delete this line. Teal and purple is a combo that I like. Holy, is it amazing. No way. It's actually making like whitish light right here. It is amazing. It's actually amazing. This is my new favorite thing in the game. This is what I'm going to be spending the next 100 hours on. This one. I want you at 10%, really. What do they look like at 10%? Because I do want the light, but I want the light super subtle. It's beautiful. Maybe not 10%, maybe like 15, 20, but it's close to what I would like. 30 is a lot. 15. I want to be able to change the angle of this thing so much. This one. 20. If I edit this, oh, I can use my saved colors too. So I can save colors. These ones are all like pastel kind of faded, so I don't know if they're going to be great. Probably not. Select color. That would be if I turned on this one. Yeah, not great. Ooh, actually, I do like the light that you're making there. What brightness? That's at 10%. I do like that. But would I prefer it if you were just like solid red? Edit. Red. FF0000. I do like that a lot. The lighting is so good. These things are amazing. Why is all the other lighting so crappy by comparison? They're so massive. All right, so wait. What was the other thing? There was other lighting. This one. Floodlight tower. Holy, you're also massive. And you have an arrow. Holy tallness. Oh, no. Not colored light? Stand by. Not colored light. Red. No, it is colored light. And it's just that thing, but tall. It's you, but tall. How tall? Super tall. Is there a way to control the tallness? So if I go to build it. No way! I can change its angle. How come I couldn't change the other one's angle? It's amazing. You are my new favorite, except that you're very, very, very tall. How do I make you less tall? Rotate hologram. Is that what I'm doing? It is. How do I rotate the hologram for the other one that is not so tall? You... No way! I can do it! Scroll wheel. It's amazing. And look, you can even see it, like, blocking the light of that purple. It's so good. It is my new favorite. You are my favorite. You connect to this. It's so good. Why? Never mind. Oh, it connected down here. That's kind of cool. So the lighting does need to update because it still remembered it's red when really it should be purple. Overpowering purple. That is so cool. This is my favorite thing in the video game. Favorite thing. I still like these two, but for different reasons now. Okay, I do like that they can light up just that little edge. No, did not make the jump. It's not even like a real jump. Foundations. This one? Close. The one that I want. What is the one that I want? Not you. That one. That what I want? No, I was trying to like skew off. I guess I can't do what I would like. I guess that's fine. I kind of like it though when it was like alternating back and forth. Let's think about that. What is there to think about? There is this to think about. So would I put this right here, or would I put it right here? Because that would be a very thin join. I do like it. Technically, you can do it all without jumping. And what is the point of all of this? I have no idea. It is that it makes me happy. And I want my buildings to make me happy. But why does it make me happy? I don't know, because it has fun angles. No, because I fall off of it sometimes, and when I do, I get to appreciate the lighting and the angles, and that it's a very narrow passage. But like, so it goes from narrow there to very wide here. It would not have to be wide here. If I wanted, I could make that more interesting. I don't have to, but I could. And I could do banked corners right here. But this especially, like, why do we have this corner all the way up to this corner? I don't know. So instead of that, I would do, where's the ramp? This ramp. That ramp, right here. And it doesn't have to be that ramp, but to start, I would do that as my placeholder so that So that I can do which? This corner up? This corner up. Not that corner up. I think it would just be this. Does that make sense? Not sure. So before, we had a full ramp. No, that doesn't really make sense. Huh. But it almost does. I'm undecided how I feel about all of this so far. Player is in the way. Why is player in the way? Player, do not be in the way. Get up. Can't get up. I don't actually have a way up. Huh. Okay. Wait, is that the wrong block? We want this one. That is the one that I want, but that's just going to block things off. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Q. I wanted this one. That is cool for just doing like a banked circle that I can run around. Which I like the idea of, but it's not cool for actually being able to get up. Little details. My sword is casting light. Good job, sword. Alright, so yeah, this is probably one of the things. I mean, I made it worse right now, but I was having fun with it. How did I make it worse? I made it worse because I put this and this here. Is that true? How did it work before that? Before that, it was this. But yeah, this is what I'm probably going to be playing with for a while. No. Oh, wait, what are you doing here? Were you always here? You can't have always been here, because before I could make it in, and now I can't. So what was here before? This one. Look at that red. Good job, light. That's what was here before. And then we just fell right back down because I never finished building this up to the top. Could I build it up to the top? Probably. In order to do that, would it just be this? Oh, no. That's why it's not built up to the top. I did not leave a gap. So I could scoot this all further one away if I want to leave this like it is. Also, I could fill in this part of the floor if I wanted to. That would be fine. All right, I think that is enough of me building, making no progress because I'm not actually trying to build like something functional yet. I am just playing with building in the video game. This one, do you have another ticket? You do. Thank you. 241,000. They're getting very expensive. But look, Look at what we have completed. A thing that I am going to tear down because I don't like it, but I do like a lot of the parts of it, the concepts, the ideas, and I really like the lighting. For now, that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.